I'm your host, Queen Evelina, and this is QEB on WQEB 97.3, coming to you live from our cafe in Doraville, Georgia. Y'all, we continue in our conversation with Julius Williams of Julius Trenches. We talking about the kids again. Hi, Julius.
Hey there, how's it going?
Good, good, good. So tell everybody what Julius Trenches is.
Well, Julius Trenches is just like my nickname, alias. The name of the organization is actually called Battle of the Trenches, and it's a nonprofit organization. It's all about youth development, character development. We service the urban community of Atlanta, ages 4 and up. We have youth football teams, other travel teams. We have after-school programs. We do seminars, clinics, workshops. Have various connections to help these kids just basically get over the hump and get over things that they deal with every day in the urban community. So just being a bridge, and a resource, to help them eventually grow to be productive citizens in our community.
Right. Now, there are a number of former football players who hold football camps, obviously during the summertime. What makes your organization different from the others? How do you stand out?
Well, your typical football player that throws a camp, it's mainly to give back to the community.
Mm-hmm.
It isn't as intricate. It's more of all the kids come out, they get a T-shirt, you feed them lunch, and you wave.
Mm-hmm.
How you doing? Nice to see you. And it's more about what it is, giving back to the community. Our camp is different because um, not only do we have one football player, we have about 20, that are there. And we aren't there to just wave at you. We're there to talk to you, to fellowship with you. We're there to teach you skills and drills. We're there to show you intricate details that can help you be the ultimate football player as well as the ultimate, citizen, in life and in the community, so,
Okay.
so that's what makes it, different.
Stand out. Now, do you find that is important, that there's a difference um, in the impact that your organization makes versus an organization that just only focuses on the drills?
Definitely, because the kids get so much more. It's one thing to teach a kid a drill, and it's another thing to mentor a kid. And that's what most of these kids need. A lot of these kids already have talent. They're already fast. They're already strong. They're already athletic, but they just may not know how to process something, or they may be dealing with something off the field. They may be hungry. They may be, neglected. So it's so much more that goes to, a star athlete or a prize player, or even, a kid that does well in school, So we try to get to the root of the problem instead of kind of just, how you doing, nice to see you.
Okay. Now, we know that even though you're doing something amazing for the community and you're taking things a step further than traditional football camps and or football organizations, what would you say to the people who feel like there's too much emphasis on sports when it
Well,
comes to the youth?
exactly, because I'll give you an example. Um, I'm at youth football, you know, so uh,
Hmm.
got 7-year-olds, 8-year-olds, 9-year-olds that you get to know. I got guys I got a truck full of boys every day. I got at least 5 boys riding in my truck every day that I go and pick up to bring to practice, to take home from practice. And you learn, intricate details about the kids. You learn about their lifestyle. You learn about their parents. You learn about their sisters, their brothers, things that they're going through in school. So I think it's more of the relationship, that's formed.
Hmm.
We've had kids that didn't care about football at all. They pretty much just played because somebody told them they was big, or their mama wanted them to get out the house and go do something. And
Hmm.
we finished with them. They loved the game, just because the way it was brought to them, the way it was projected, the way, the love they felt, when they came around us and, and actually, played the game. So there's so much more that affects the person, an athlete, outside of just the sport alone.
Okay. Well, we all know that sports can teach leadership. It can teach teamwork as well as fitness and exercise. Is there another element to being involved with sports that helps the youth that maybe doesn't get the kind of attention that it should get?
Yeah, I mean, it gives a sense of family, you know, because most kids, especially if you got a parent that works, most of our kids come from single parent households, you know. So mom may be at work or mom may, be on the computer working at home, Um,
Mm-hmm.
so these kids pretty much raise themselves. And if he doesn't have sisters or brothers, or even if he does, they all doing their own thing. So
Mm-hmm.
most of the kids, they just watch TV, they just play video games, they get on TikTok, they get on, Instagram and, and all these different things. And that's what they're influenced by, you know. So a lot of these kids, they look forward to coming to practice because you got 40 other kids out there. You got, 8 to 10 adult figures, that are pretty much like
Mm-hmm.
got kids that tell me, "Hey, Coach Juice, man, you kind of like my dad, man." And I'm like, "Wow."
Ah.
You and then just to hear that and to hear that all the time, it's just
Mm-hmm.
a reminder, and my about
Mm-hmm.
of the importance of, being in the community and not just being in the community, but being there to where they can touch you, they can feel you, they can grab you, they can call you, you know, opposed to an average football player that doesn't count. You see him when that's the next time you see him is on TV.
Okay, well, I love that. You're giving me interpersonal communication. That's definitely not something that's emphasized. You're giving me self esteem. And we all know, for those of us who study Maslow's hierarchy of needs, self esteem is important. Belonging is also really, really important. And these are issues that are never talked about that sports, brings an impact with. Now, how regular do you have your practices?
So we get together with our kids 3 to 4 times a week, so um, just to give them that repetition, and first of all, you got to teach them, and half of it, even more than half the battle is just gaining their trust. The more they see you, we fellowship a lot, we laugh, sometimes we dance, we play games, we cook out, we barbecue, we go on
Yeah.
trips, so um, we do much more than just practice. We have sleepovers. We go to the park. We go, and do all types of stuff with our kids. We go to the bouncy houses and all that kind of stuff. So it just establishes that camaraderie. That leads to what you said, leads to that self esteem. And
Mhm.
that sense of belonging. I know we got a good 5+ kids that have a real bad stuttering problems, and
Ah.
when their moms say things like, he's scared to go to school because everybody picks on him. He stutters, or he don't like going places. He don't like talking to people. When they get out there with us and they just be themselves and they stuttering, but they talking up something because
Right.
they feel comfortable, and nobody judges. We're big on making sure the kids don't judge each other. Nobody makes fun of each other. We help them realize that we're all brothers, and this is a brotherhood. It's going to last, as long as we last. You never know when somebody may need you again. You might play with this guy right now. Both of y'all 6 or both of y'all 7. In 20 years, he might have a company where he can hire you, or he might have a partnership that he can help you make some money,
Hello.
just
Okay.
cherish each other.
And I'm glad you brought up partnerships, because obviously community support and strategic alliances are important for an organization like yours
Mhm.
to thrive. Um, who would you say within the last year or so has been very impactful with your organization? Which one of your community partners would you like to highlight?
Definitely the Peach Crest Salvation Army Boys and Girls Club. Um, they have been a tremendous partnership. that we gained about a year and a half ago. And it led to us, bringing youth football team to the urban community, to the actual Boys and Girls Club that I went to as a child. And and there were so many kids like me who didn't have the opportunity to play youth sports, because their mom just couldn't afford it or didn't have the time, to prioritize taking them to practice. Didn't have time to prioritize, bent the money to buy equipment and stuff like that. So we're able to bridge the gap by, letting these kids play and buying their equipment, buying cleats, buying shoulder pads, everything they need, and they just kind of show up and and play the game. So it's been tremendous. On our last year, we were a first year program last year as with the Salvation Army, and we went to the championship, and we only had like 5 kids that had never played football before. Everybody else was brand new. So just a testament to get kids together, helping them to believe in each other and establishing character and and building their self-esteem and and going to the championship. Mm-hmm.
That is so awesome. So if someone wants to get involved with the Battle of the Trenches, where can they find you?
Well, they can find us at battleofthetrenches.com, on Instagram, Battle of the Trenches, Twitter, all the social media platforms, Facebook. They can find myself. I'm Julius Trenches on all social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all that kind of stuff. So you can get in touch with us, shoot us a DM. You can email us from our website. You can comment, or we will respond back and tell you how you can get involved.
All right. Guys, we've been talking to Julius Trenches of Battle of the Trenches. I'm your host, Queen Evelina. That was QEB on WQEB 97.3. Stay tuned.
Mm-hmm. Cool.